Right, so for today's video, we have some more wedding drama. I feel like this is like the 7th time I've said that, but there's just been a lot of wedding drama recently, alright? And in fact, this situation in particular has got so big that the original video has 13 million views on TikTok. But before we get into that, you need to be aware of who is involved in this situation. Now, the first one is this company right here, a wedding dress company, and I believe it's pronounced Casze. That's how the other person in the situation pronounces it when they're doing like the response videos, so I believe it's Casze. But as you can see by the page, they make dresses. Now, my TikTok's kind of glitched out, so like a lot of videos just aren't showing or the thumbnails aren't for some reason, but you get the point. And the other person you need to be aware of is the customer in this situation, and this is Rayleeruk UK with 42,000 followers, and as we can see, their most recent 2 videos, some of the situation, have went pretty viral. So this situation all started when the TikTok account Casze actually posted this video right here. Now, the music's copyrighted in the background, but I'll play it. You can see the caption says, when you spent 5 months making this wedding dress just for the client to steal it without paying, and even put Rayleigh's Instagram account on the screen. And in fact, she goes even further because in the caption of this video, it says, story time and other posts, I put so much time, detail, and love into this dress. I shipped it out to her and she blocked us on everything. Her husband's TikTok is at David Wells and her TikTok is at Rayleeruk UK. She has me blocked. So I think it's fair to say, Casze made it very clear who they were talking about in this situation. And now, if we go to the comments, they've definitely changed a lot, but when this video was first posted, pretty much everybody was on Casase's side. But now if we look at the comments, we see people saying interesting plot twists with receipts, 20k likes, you guys should hear from the bride first, she has receipts, 17k likes. We've got someone even just questioning the situation, saying you shipped without payment, I'm sorry this happened, but always get your coin first, 100,000 likes. People were pretty invested in this. But you can actually see some of the older comments here, and people are saying stuff like, just go to her hair page and book up every opening she has so no one shows up. That's what I do. And there's a lot of comments like this, basically people kind of explain like, how to get revenge for this situation, I guess. And actually on top of this original video, Casze went on to make quite a few videos, but this is the full story wedding dress thief, as it says on screen right here. It's a 10-minute video, so we'll go through the key points. So she starts off the video by explaining why she sent the dress without payment.
I shipped it out of good faith. This was a rushed order bridal gown, and we had a few days until her wedding. So once I shipped it, I wanted to make sure that there were no delays in shipment. I wanted to make sure she got it ahead of time. So I already sent her the balance a few days prior. The balance with everything else that's owed. I didn't charge any shipping. She got that. I sent it via email. I sent it through text. I told her, review it, let me know. And then, I wasn't really thinking too much more about it. I was more focused on making sure the dress was perfected, making sure everything was good before I actually shipped it to her because I knew her wedding was so soon.
Yeah, by the way, when she says that the wedding was so soon, what she actually means is that the dress got sent out 2 days before the wedding. And it seems like, at least from Rayleigh's perspective that we'll get to later, that's because of a lot of delays where certain deadlines weren't met. Also, I think an important thing to bring up here is the fact that Casze keeps saying like they sent it out without payment. Rayleigh actually paid 60% off the dress already before the dress was even sent out. And I believe, and we will get to the specifics later, don't worry, but on the top of my head, I believe the number was around like $3,600 that she had paid for this dress so far. But yeah, like I mentioned, we'll get to Rayleigh's response. I just thought that'd be important to note here. Now, Casze goes on to explain that they actually sent out the dress, but they managed to get it stopped at like a certain location and held there until they received a payment. And then goes on to explain that Rayleigh apparently ignored them.
The dress is going to be held at a location because I haven't received my payment, and then also I haven't received any type of confirmation, and I provided a signature request on the dress, and I don't want the dress to be delayed if they try and deliver and y'all aren't there because no one has texted me back. So I sent that text in the morning. So I called FedEx to hold it at a location, hoping they would possibly go ahead and pay me.
Now, I'll be honest, this video is a little bit confusing because Casze goes on to explain that the dress did end up getting picked up, but still no payment.
I'm checking the track and I see that the dress has actually been picked up. So after I send that message, the update, like, hey, can I get an update on the invoice? I sent it to you. Did you get it? I don't hear anything back.
Now, Casze goes on to explain that she finally did hear back from Rayleigh, who says that the dress isn't right and there's some stuff that needs to be fixed.
And it's like, we want the dress to work. I don't know if it's gonna work. I said, well, if the dress is not gonna work, why didn't y'all call me? I said, why didn't y'all send me pictures and photos? The dress was perfect.
Okay, I do have to say here, after seeing like Rayleigh's response later, the whole like, why didn't you send me photos thing becomes very ironic later. Because as he goes on to say that the dress was perfect, right? We all agreed on this. This is exactly what we wanted the dress to look like. But if there is anything that needs change, why don't you go to a seamstress and get it changed? And Caze says that Rayleigh refused to go to a seamstress.
We get to maybe a few hours after that, I'm like, since y'all don't want to let me know what's going on, I told you, take it to a seamstress. You're denying that. She said no, she's not taking it to a seamstress. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that.
And at this point just says, okay, right, just give me the dress back if you're not happy with it.
Just give me the dress back. Since something is wrong with it, y'all don't want to show me, you don't want to send me pictures, just give me the dress back. They said, no, send a shipping label. I said, no, I'm not sending anything. At this point, I done took enough losses. Y'all done played enough games. You ship the dress back by FedEx before they close at 4 o'clock. Or I'm going to get it. I already booked my flight because I saw the day prior that they were playing games. I'm going to come get the dress. I said, I will give you time before it's time for my flight to board to send me confirmation that y'all are going to ship the dress back, since y'all clearly are saying you're not going to use it. Ship it back.
Now, this is another part in the video that I don't really understand, right? Because she's saying, look, I'm not going to pay for shipping because I'm not going to pay for an expense of you sending the dress back. But she's also booked a flight to go and pick up the dress herself. It's all a bit confusing. She then says that she got on a flight to go and pick up the dress, and then when she arrived in the States, she didn't hear anything back from Rayleigh.
Junction, I text her, I let her know, hi, I'm here to get the dress. I text her from 8:15 up until 1 o'clock in the morning, every 30 minutes, to say, hello, I'm here. Hello, can you let me know where to come? I did not want to show up at anyone's address unannounced or without permission.
And then goes on to end the video by confirming that the dress has been stolen in Caze's eyes, and that she has now started a GoFundMe.
All I know is the dress is stolen. I don't have the dress. I can't get any responses from her or her family members. I'm blocked on social media, all platforms, just like everybody else. And this was before the internet stuff started. They have not texted me, emailed me, corresponded with me, and said anything in regards to giving my dress back, paying the balance, or anything. So I'm in the dark about everything. So yes, the dress is stolen 100%. No one knows what even happened at that wedding because they won't post pictures. It's all a mystery. It's all crazy because the thing is, if you didn't want it, just give it back. The games that were played those days that they had the dress, to me, makes absolutely no sense. So that's the story. And also, for the people that really want to contribute and help out, I made a GoFundMe. I've never done anything like this before. I thank you all if y'all want to help pay my employees and pay for the losses and the distress and everything that I've gone through.
Now, the GoFundMe has since been taken down, but I have found an archive of it here. It says, support Caze, help recover from unethical client, and the goal was $12,500. Now, I believe the dress was just over $6,000, maybe close to $7,000, but it definitely wasn't $12,500. Obviously, she says that it's to pay for like staff as well and whatnot, but it's a lot of money to say the least, especially now considering most people believe that this video wasn't very honest. But we will get to Rayleigh's response now. So Rayleigh starts off the video by saying the reason why it took her a few days to actually respond to this video is because she was getting married.
The reason I haven't gotten on here and said anything is I was getting married and dealing with family being in town, friends, and trying to enjoy being a newlywed.
Yeah, so in case it wasn't clear, this situation was going on as Rayleigh was getting married. I believe the first video was posted like the day before the wedding. She then goes on to say that Caze's video is so far away from the truth.
I was not happy with Sindera starting a GoFundMe because most of her information has been so far from the truth, and I'm ready to tell you guys the truth. And
actually make sure to confirm, because a lot of people were saying like, oh, did she wear the dress for the wedding? She says that she didn't wear the dress for the wedding.
To set the record straight, I did not wear the dress that Caze, LLC, or Sindera White made. I'm waiting on photos back from my photographer so that I can show you guys, but I'll show you guys the ones that I have now because it was an unplugged ceremony. So I do only have a few of me in the dress that I had to buy 2 days before my wedding. Here's one of the photos from my ceremony. Here is another picture of me right before the ceremony.
Okay, so I mean, look, right, it's clear that she didn't wear the dress, right? Now, at this point in the video, she goes on to show the contract, which has the price and the deadlines more specifically on it.
Okay, so here is the contract. As you can see right here, it was a total of $6,290 for the Caze dress. $6,290 is what we agreed on for this dress. And as you can see right here, August 10th, 2024 was supposed to be our completion date. As you can see, we signed this 2/19/2024, and she states in her contract that bridal wear is 3 to 6 months.
Okay, so a few key points there, right? August 10th, that'll come up later, that was the original deadline date. Also, as we can see, the exact price of this dress was $6,290, which obviously does beg the question, why was the GoFundMe for 12.5 grand?
Bridal wear is 3 to 6 months. 9 days shy of 6 months was her time frame for this dress, and she still went 12 days over.
Really then goes on to show that she has already paid 60% of this dress as a deposit.
This is the emailed receipt from Casze of us paying 60% of the bridal gown right here. Here is the invoice. As you can see, this is the total, $6,290, and it was a 60% deposit for $3,774.
Bloody hell, right. Sorry, I know this is completely unrelated, but custom wedding dresses are very expensive, aren't they? And I get it, right, it's for one of the most important days in someone's lives, and it's a custom dress, but it really does put in perspective how disappointed you would be if you paid this much and it all went to shit like this situation did. But either way, at this point really goes on to explain like how unorganized this whole thing was. Like they started planning this in February, Casze said we'll send you some swatches, she never received them. Really then says that she traveled to Miami for a fitting, but then wasn't told a time or location until the day before it was supposed to happen, which happened to be the last day that she was still in Miami. She then says that she flew again for another fitting, which was cancelled last minute, and then says that she finally organized a call with her to try and talk through this, and she didn't show up to the call.
After the second fitting, I continued asking for updates or photos of my dress. Casze customer service agreed to a Zoom call for June 16th that was supposed to be with a customer service agent and Sindera. When we got on that Zoom call, Sindera was nowhere to be found. We even pushed that Zoom call back 30 minutes from the original time we were supposed to do it, waiting for her, and she never showed up to the Zoom call. So we had the Zoom call with the customer service rep from Casze, and yet still no photos of the dress.
Yeah, so that is a massive part about all of this, is the lack of photos actually showing the dress, and really says that she asked for this constantly. Can I just see a photo of the dress? Would never receive it, and in fact, didn't actually see the finished dress until she had it in person and it was delivered and done, apparently. Now at this point, it's only a few days before the wedding and it's after the deadline date, and really trying to see a video of this dress to make sure that it actually looks good and there's no change that need to be made, and just make sure that it's been done right. I mean, as we can see by his text messages, she said, can you also send me a video of the corset dress with a skirt? And then after receiving a picture, she says, would you be able to FaceTime me instead? I really can't tell with the videos, it's still blurry. Yeah, so she says that in this video that she was sent, it was so blurry that you can't really tell any details at all. Now, the response to this message is very bizarre because Sindera says, we are sending them all now and I'm at FedEx, we will send the tracking shortly. So not even answering what Rayleigh said, she's basically just saying, oh no, we're sending them now, no more pictures, sorry. Now Rayleigh responds saying, I can't tell in the video if the belt is right, I need you to send me more photos so I can confirm the belt and the corset dress. I don't think the belt part of the skirt is right. I need a photo of the front of the skirt too, to which Sindera says, we are sending them all one moment. And next thing you know, Rayleigh has sent a tracking number, as we can see here, and it says, we'll add a delivery date as soon as we get your package, which is a pretty important part of this, right? So once FedEx actually get the package, they'll tell you what your delivery date is, and you'll be able to see the tracking that they've received the package. But that tracking never updates, and it's a couple days later at this point, so Rayleigh's asking questions, being like, why is the tracking not updating? And Sindera sends her this new tracking number for this package, and actually sends a picture of the package here, says, we are sending a new tracking number via email. The dress weight was more than the original printed label, so it was voided. Now, Rayleigh says in this video, make of that what you will, and obviously people are assuming in the comment section that it was never sent in the first place. She just sent a tracking number to kind of like shut Rayleigh up and be like, there's nothing I can do, sorry, it's already been sent. And then Rayleigh's first video on this situation ends with Rayleigh saying that she received the dress 2 days before her wedding.
Thursday at 10:57 a.m. Mind you, 48 hours before I have to walk down the aisle. Okay, stay tuned for part 2. I have so many more receipts.
So let's move on to part 2, and this video mainly is kind of showing the dress itself and the faults.
First of all, this belt was not supposed to be a belt. It was supposed to truly ombre down all the way to the bottom and get lighter as it went. This is not how it was supposed to look. Also, there's more tulle in this side of the dress than there is the other side. These points up here are completely off, and I will show more pictures of that and all of this close up later, but this is when I first got the dress.
Okay, look, I'm not a wedding dress expert by any means, but clearly she's not very happy with it, and she's saying there's many faults with the dress. And really even goes on to say that this is the first time she's even really seen the dress properly.
Mind you, I wasn't able to proof any of this because she sent me a blurry video, and she didn't send me a video with the corset in it.
Really then goes on to talk about the top and says that there's many faults of that.
As you can see with this top, both sides are completely different shapes and different heights.
And then goes on to show how off-center the train is, and even though I'm not a wedding dress expert by any means, even I can see how off-center this is.
Here's another picture of the back. You can see how far off that train really is. And for the record, I will show another picture of me in the dress before all of these extra jewels were glued on with E6000, but I know how bad I look in this right now. And mind you, this was a custom dress made for my body type, and this is what it looks like. I agree. I think it looks bad. I think it looks really bad on me.
And yeah, she then goes on to show this picture, which is obviously before the jewels are put on, and shows that it fit her a lot better, and then goes on to explain that these jewels just haven't been put on correctly with this really strong glue, and it's ruined the shape of the dress. Now, at this point in the video, really says that she did actually take this to a seamstress, but they said that they can't do anything with it because there's so many problems, and they only have 2 days.
I actually did have my seamstress look at it, and she said that there was too much wrong with it, that we weren't able to fix it in 2 days.
Now, at this point, really goes on to show a bunch of text messages that she was sending to Casze, like after she received the dress, to talk about the problems, as you can see on screen right here. Obviously, I guess this is important because in Casase's video, they were saying that they were just being ignored and the messages weren't being sent. And I mean, if you just read through this text messages, clearly really is fuming. It says, "Do you realize the hardship that you've caused me with sending a dress that is not what we agreed upon? I felt that my wedding day is ruined. There is no way I can even wear this skirt because it's so bad. If you show up to my wedding or my house and trespass, law enforcement will be called." Obviously, this is because like Casse was saying like, I'm gonna fly out and pick up the dress now. And I was thinking when she said that, like, was that agreed upon? Or are you just showing up? I expect us to come to a fair resolution. If you'd like to send me a prepaid label for me to ship the skirt back, I can. If you'd like the whole dress back, I need you to reimburse the entire amount of the dress, and again, a prepaid label for all of it to be shipped. Those are your options. We have already paid over half, so if you just want the skirt back and no money reimbursed, you can pay for the shipping. And really clarifies at the end of this video that apparently, according to her, Casse knew that she would send the dress back and they would try and come to a resolution. She just wanted to do it after her wedding because obviously it was so close. It's 2 days before.
So she knew that I wasn't gonna wear it, and she knew that I was gonna talk to her again on Monday to get this dress back to her. After she posted all of those videos slandering me on social media, I knew that it was time to figure this out and let you guys know the truth.
And then says instead of waiting till Monday, Casse chose to make these videos about her instead.
But instead of her talking to me on Monday and not ruining my wedding, she instead went to social media and posted all of this stuff that obviously I have receipts for.
And yeah, that is really his response to this whole situation. I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. This situation has completely blew up on TikTok, but all the videos getting millions and millions of views. And it seems like, judging from the comments on both their pages at this point, it seems like the majority of people are on Rayleigh's side. We've got some comments like, "Look up Casse on the Better Business Bureau. She has 2 other complaints just like this. She's a con. I couldn't understand from her story why she shipped it out without final payment. That would never happen in the real world. That was a huge red flag. I knew it was suspicious. Please take them to court. This is a nightmare. So sorry this happened to you." Did she really think that you wouldn't come with receipts? It isn't like she didn't know what she had done. "I'm so sorry this happened to you. I knew her story sounded off." Yeah, clearly people on Rayleigh's side. Like I said, I would love to know your opinions in the comment section down below. It's just really shit that this has all happened surrounding such a massive day. And again, this is like the 6 or 7 video we've made about wedding drama recently, it seems. Like, there's a lot that's happened this year. But yeah, from my opinion, it does seem like Casse's original video wasn't very honest, and when you hear the full story, it becomes a lot more understanding why Rayleigh was fuming, and maybe why she didn't want to message at the time, because, you know, she was getting married. Now, obviously, it's impossible to know the full story because we weren't there, but from everything that we've seen, from the text message that we've seen, from the proof that we've seen, it really does seem like Rayleigh's experience with Casse was so unorganized, with cancelled meetings, like not showing up to phone calls, the dress showing up not finished. There's many problems with the dress when she received it 2 days before the wedding. I can't imagine how stressful this situation must be, but again, I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And yeah, if you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like in it, subscribe if you are new, and until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.